Everyone's talking about Prosper, Light Farms, and Mustang Lakes, but what if I told you there's a newer Celina communities where buyers are getting newer homes, resort-style amenities, and a much lower entry point than a lot of the other surrounding communities? Today we're breaking down Cross Creek Meadows in Celina, Texas, which is one of the fastest growing new construction communities in North Texas. Now today we're going to go over what the homes actually cost here, and they're going to be a lot lower than what you expect, what the neighborhood feels like day to day, of course the pros and cons of this neighborhood, what the taxes look like, the amenities, the schools, commuting, and whether or not it really is the best value in Celina, because honestly this neighborhood flies under the radar compared to a lot of the other big name neighborhoods in Celina, Texas. Now, Cross Creek Meadows is located in Celina, Texas, right off the Collin County outer loop. And right now, I'm sure if you've done any research, you know Celina is one of the fastest growing cities here in North Texas. Now, Celina is having this massive population boom. They're expecting it to reach 400,000 people. Right now, it's a little over 50,000. So it has a way to go, but it's growing so fast because of the expansion and growth northward, right? It started in Frisco, now it's in Prosper, now it's into Celina. They're extending the Dallas North Tollway through Celina, Texas, and it still feels really suburban and rural compared to Frisco, and it's so much more affordable because of that. Now, while you are a little bit further out, you're still conveniently located to like Preston Road, you're not far from the Dallas North Tollway extension, and you're close to a lot of future commercial growth. This area of Celina really reminds people of what Frisco was about 15 years ago. Now, right now, Cross Creek Meadows is planned for about 1,100 homes, and right now there's 3 builders. You have Taylor Morrison, Trophy Signature Home, and Normandy Homes. So you have 3 great builders to choose from, and where the prices start at are really going to surprise you. We'll get into in just a second. Overall, when you enter the neighborhood, like I said, it's right off the Collin County outer loop, so you need to get either west to Preston Road or east to 75. You're kind of right in the middle there, which is really nice. You're gonna have a little bit wider streets, younger families, open green space, and with there being 3 different builders, you get a really nice variety in what the homes actually look like. Now, you also get different size lots. They have 40-foot lots, 55-foot lots, and 60-foot home lots. So they're gonna come at many different prices, different home sizes, and it's gonna appeal to many different buyer types, whether you're a move-up buyer, first-time home buyer, or just wanting something in the middle. Now, this is where Cross Creek Meadows becomes really, really interesting, and that's going to be their home prices. Now, they start in the low 400s, and that's not a little 1,300 square foot 3-bed home. That's close to 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, open concept, usually have a bonus room of like media room, secondary living room upstairs. So you're not getting a small home, you're getting a really, really nice open plan that, you know, if you're a family of 4 or 5, you're going to be able to fit comfortably. Now, they do go all the way up to about $700,000 or so, and that's going to be, of course, bigger luxury floor plans, 5 bedrooms, mid 3,000 square feet, but some of the trophy signature homes in there are, you know, mid 5s and over 3,000 square feet. So Normandy's kind of leading the charge on more of the luxury finish outs, and price points are generally a little bit pricier, but you need to tour both and decide which one really fits what you're looking for the best, because overall you get a better value per square foot than Frisco. Of course, you don't get some of the conveniences of living in Frisco, but at the end of the day, you're saving a lot of money. Now, of course, this is great for your first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, relocation buyers, and young families that really want a little bit more space without paying that Prosper price tag. People love it because you still get the nice modern open floor plans, high ceilings, large kitchens, new construction warranties, and still get those super energy efficient homes. And some buyers are getting homes that if you bought a little bit further south in that Frisco area would easily cost up to $200,000 more for just a little bit of inconvenience of having to drive a little bit further each day. Now, let's talk about the lifestyle and the amenities inside of this community. This community checks a lot of boxes and really has almost everything you need. They even have a dog park. So, right, if you super active with your dog, want to take them to a specific green space, let them run around, maybe make friends with some of the other people that have dogs in the neighborhood, it's going to have that. You're also going to have a pool, walking trails, fire pit, and some playground areas. So You know, it's not as extravagant as a Windsong Ranch, a Light Farms, or Mustang Lakes, but the HOA is a lot more affordable, which we'll go over the HOA in just a moment. But it's really great. It has that community-oriented feel. It's playing outside in a really good social environment. There's also a walking trail that's going to connect to one of the biggest parks they're currently under construction on that runs through the back of the neighborhood. And this neighborhood feels like one where you actually get to know your neighbors. Now, before getting into HOA, taxes, and the PID, if you have any questions about this neighborhood or another North Texas neighborhood or city, reach out to me. My team and I would love to help. Whether you're planning to move in the next 9 days or 9 months, we'd love to help you plan a smooth move out here, answer any questions you have. So be sure to reach out. All of my contact info is below. You can call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom call, whichever you're most comfortable with. But let's talk about one of the most important things a lot of buyers don't understand when moving here, and that's going to be the taxes and then any special assessments like a MUD or a PID. Now, the HOA is really affordable in this community. It's about $950 a year or about $80 a month. So considering what you're getting in the amenities, I'd say it's a little bit below average. Average is about $100 to $130 a month that we see here. But something a lot of buyers miss or don't know when moving to North Texas about these PIDs or MUDs. Now, a MUD or a PID is a special tax assessment to help fund the infrastructure. So your MUD is going to be your municipal utility district. That's going to fund your utilities, your water or sewer. Now that one tends to stay and you cannot pay off. Now this one, Cross Creek Meadows, is in a PID, which is your public improvement district. That's going to be roads and infrastructures. That one can eventually be paid off. Now in this particular community, just had a client buy there. The payoff, if you made no extra payments, was 27 years. And I think with interest and all that, it came out to $87,000. Or if you wanted to pay it in lump sum and pay it off, it cost about $40,000. So that is an option for you. You can pay it off, get rid of it, which does help your resale value. But the PID helps fund the future growth and infrastructure of the city and community. And it's super common in North Texas developments. Now, the PIDs vary depending on product and lot size. If I recall correctly, the 40-foot lots were $2,600 a year. The 55s were $29,000 and the 60s were $31,000 or $3,400 a year. So we can get exact numbers on that, but it does impact your monthly payment. And that's why working with someone that is familiar with MUD PIDs is super important. That way you don't just walk into the new build construction office yourself and get blindsided by that. Whether you use me or not, it's super important to have someone that understands MUD PIDs and how those affect your payment on your side, helping navigate you through the process. Now, as far as school district goes, which I know is going to be one of the most important factors for you as a family, this community is zoned to Celina ISD, which a ton of people really like. If you look at a lot of the school ratings, it's a B rated. If you go to like texasschools.gov, it is a lower rated school than Prosper or Frisco. Kids are still going to get a great education. It has a little bit smaller community feel. It's a lot more tight-knit than if you go to one of the bigger districts. And depending your kid and their personality, they may end up getting a better education and a better experience in Celina ISD. Now, it is a super fast-growing district. As you can imagine, new schools are going up every year. As the population booms, they're expecting it to almost double and get to around 100,000 people by the year 2030. So you get all the new schools, newest technology, infrastructure, all of that, which is a really big advantage versus you go to Frisco, well, they're going to get a great education and they may not have all the newest technology yet, depending on which school it is, grants, all that. So that's something to consider. So you get all the new schools, newest technology, infrastructure, all of that, which is a really big advantage versus you go to Frisco, well, they're going to get a great education. They may not have all the newest technology yet, depending on which school it is, grants, all that. So that's something to consider. And some buyers do choose Celina, specifically because they want that small town and small school community feel before the area gets fully built out and is booming. Now, I think Cross Creek Meadows is perfect for a few certain types of buyers. First one's going to be those that are priced out of Prosper or Frisco, but you still want to be close to Frisco or Prosper for all the convenience factors. I think that's probably where most people fall into, is it is so much more affordable than those two cities, and you still get a great home. Like I said, just help the family close on a 4-bed, 3,100 square feet home. for under 600,000. Also, there's some trophy signature homes in there that are low to mid 500,000s. They're 4 to 5 beds, 3 baths, some of them over 3,000, 3,500 square feet. I've got some tours of those on my channel. If you want to go look them up, just type in Cross Creek Meadows, it should pop right up. And then you have Taylor Morrison as well that has those 4 to 5 beds, around 3,000 square feet for, low to mid 4s. So you get a really good value here in Celina. Of course, it's great if you're wanting new construction. You're going to get new construction at a lower price point than if you were to go to Prosper or Frisco. Of course, if you want that modern layout, it's also going to deliver there, but so would Frisco or Prosper. It's just really going to come down to price point and location. And it's also great if you're a professional that works remotely. You don't have to pay the closer to work price tag, as I call it, because you're not commuting. So you can live a little bit further out, go grocery shop while people are driving home from work, and it won't be as busy for you. Now, it's not going to be ideal if you want ultra custom modern luxury. This is really a great either move up or first time home buyer community. You're not going to have those $1 million plus luxury estates. Also not great if you're commuting to Dallas every day. You're going to be well north of an hour each way to Dallas. Or if you want all the shopping and retail nearby, that's really all of Celina as a whole. Unless you get into like southern Celina, then you're going to have your grocery stores, shopping, entertainment, and dining a little bit closer to you. So if that's something that is super important, is being able to have an HEB or Walmart, Target, Kroger, Starbucks, whatever it may be, within 5 to 10 minutes of you, you're going to want to move further south. Now, one of the risk of buying into Celina, or really any growing suburb, is going to be it's not established yet. You don't know what it looks like, and really the future growth. So that's kind of the pro and con. If you move into like a Frisco or Plano or parts of Prosper that are pretty well developed out, you know what the traffic patterns look like, what it's going to be, versus Celina is changing so fast. You're really unsure of what those traffic patterns are going to look like, how your commute is going to change a year, 3 years, 5 years from now. We need to talk about the growth and what that is expected to look like. Like I said, Celina is expected to have up to 400,000 people once it is fully completed. Now, that's years and years away. But you have the Dallas North Tollway extension, infrastructure and retail growth coming to the area, more homes being built, so it is going to get more crowded. And of course, with more people, infrastructure coming, home prices are also likely to rise. If you get in early, you can really benefit from those and potentially capture a lot of equity as the town grows and you grow with it. Now, let's go into some of the pros and cons of this community. Of course, the pros are you get a really good value for the home you're getting. It's super affordable. Those open layouts, tall ceilings that we talked about. You get modern homes, new construction, some great amenities. Growth potential, and of course, way more affordable than Prosper or Frisco communities of similar size. Of course, some of the cons are you are in a PID, so you're going to have a little bit higher tax rate and monthly payment. And it is a still developing community, so you're going to have construction going on. It may be next door, maybe on both sides, or it may just be as you enter and exit the neighborhood. It is one of the downsides of new construction. It's going to be a little bit noisier. You may get some nails in your tires just because sometimes they don't pick up all the nails, of course on accident, but it does happen. And all the retail is still not here yet. It's still developing. And you're probably going to have a little bit longer commute to work if you don't work from home. Now, of course, no neighborhood is perfect, but I think buyers who understand exactly what they're getting in this community prior to moving in tend to be really happy with the value because they see the trade-offs and can decide if they're worthwhile. If you have any more questions about Cross Creek Meadows or another Celina or North Texas community, reach out to me. My team and I are here to help you make that smooth move. Whether that's to this neighborhood or another great North Texas suburb, reach out to me. All my contact info is below. Like I said, whether you're 9 days or 9 months out, it's never too early to start planning. And honestly, I found the earlier you plan, the smoother you move is, as it doesn't feel as rushed. So be sure to reach out to me however you're most comfortable. All the contact info is below. And be sure to subscribe. I do 2 to 3 videos a week, whether it's one like this one, breaking down a neighborhood, comparing neighborhoods, or showing you what homes actually look like in North Texas. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.